Welcome to Road to Ownership. My name is Wes. Today we're going to continue with our segment. We call this segment the Call to Ownership. You know, we feel that too many people spend their entire working years working and giving away the largest portion of their wealth, of their income, to a landlord in the form of rent. While these same people could become a homeowner, build some equity, and leave something behind for their children and for their grandchildren. Now that is the reason why we're going from state to state, from city to city, calling out families out of rentalship towards ownership. Today we're going to the state of Kentucky. Now before we go to Kentucky, I want to ask you for a quick favor. Please, just take 1 second and subscribe to this channel. It will be greatly appreciated. We want to take some time to talk about the state of Kentucky before we actually talk to you directly about what we feel about home ownership. Now, the state of Kentucky is the 26th most populous state in the country. Its population is just above 4 million people. The average price of a house in Kentucky currently is above $150,000 compared to $374,000, which is the national average. So homes in Kentucky, comparatively speaking, are not that expensive. The homeownership rate for the state is 67.4% compared to 65.6%, which is the national homeownership rate. Now, when it comes to blacks and African Americans, homeownership rate in the state is only 34%. The cost of living in Kentucky is 83.6 compared to the national index, which is 100. So it's less expensive to live in the state of Kentucky compared to many other states in the country. You know, when it comes to home ownership, there are many factors that affect home ownership. Some of them are really directly related to the loan you're going to get to buy that house, which is very important. Because if you don't qualify for a loan, you will not be able to buy a house. Like income, steady income for maybe an average of 2 years. Okay, some savings and some credit. Other factors that affect homeownership, which are the factors that I would like to talk about today, has to do with influence. Okay, sometimes you live in an environment where everybody is renting. Your parents used to rent, your grandparents used to rent, your uncle is renting, your cousin is renting. Maybe you have one uncle or one cousin who own a house in a state far away. But everybody else is renting. You live in this environment, the spirit of renting. Other factors that affect homeownership is affordability. Some of us live in an area where a house is so expensive. It's time for the call for the state of Kentucky. If you are somebody who's been living in the state of Kentucky for at least 5 years, you know you plan to stay in Kentucky. You don't plan to go anywhere. This is your base. You've been there for 5 years, 8 years, 12 years you've been paying rent. What happened? You made a bad. How come all these years passed? You've been paying rent with no strategy, with no plans to become a homeowner. Home ownership is a single most important level of wealth for the working class. If you are in the working class, home ownership is for you, is your path. Home ownership is your path, especially if you already have children. If you are a young family, okay, you are about to raise young children, home ownership should be your path. You need to start working on home ownership. I know your credit might not be perfect right now. I understand that. I know you probably don't have that much savings right now. I understand that. But you've been keeping a job for the past 2 years. You've been keeping a job for the past 3 years, 4 years. So you have part of what you need. Now it's time for you to learn how to fix your credit. It's time for you to find somebody who can help you fix your credit. Okay? It's time for you to find somebody who can help you find a program for down payment assistance where you can find some funds that will help you with your down payment. It's time for you to start saving some money on the side. You know, those trips to Golden Corral, those trips to Red Lobster or Olive Garden. Okay, so you can save something on the side so you can have something for a down payment. You know, my purpose here is very clear. I really feel that in this land of opportunity, at least 80+% of the people should own their own house. And I don't understand why so many people spend 30 years paying rent. 35 years, 40 years paying rent. And the next generation after them will be paying rent. You go to work and you take the largest portion of your income, you give it away in the form of rent. And you do it generation after generation. I am calling you out of rentalship towards ownership. This is the purpose today. My purpose is to call you out of rentalship towards ownership. It's time for you to take a look at ownership. If you live in the state of Kentucky, you'll find this today. It was made to be. I am here to call you out of rentalship towards ownership. This is the message. This is your day. This is your call. Too many people spend an entire lifetime paying rent while they could have bought a house, built some equity, and leave something behind for the next generation. This was the call for the state of Kentucky. Thank you.